Imagine having to do this every single day to get in and out of the place you live, every time you need the toilet or a drink.
So this is the shed at the bottom of my parents' garden that I'm currently living in.
Show me inside.
20-year-old Ash is living in an outbuilding in his dad's garden. There's no heating, bathroom or running water.
Yeah, so this is where I live.
His previous council provided a property so unsuitable for a wheelchair, it left him feeling helpless.
Unfortunately, I had to become very over-reliant on carers to do things like cook for me, clean, help me have a shower, and clean my teeth, and things that I could really do myself if the place was just accessible.
All of this has taken its toll, not just on your physical health, but your mental health too.
I ended up hospitalised because I tried to take my own life due to just being so lonely and isolated and anxious and just scared, and I didn't want to keep living like that, and I could see no way out.
A spokesperson for Chesterfield Borough Council told ITV News they apologise that the available accommodation didn't fully meet his needs. Ash spent 6 months sleeping on friends' floors and sofas.
I was in pain, my back was hurting constantly. I had these open sores develop on my hands from trying to drag myself upstairs at these houses that weren't accessible, but it's all I had. That I kind of reached a point where I couldn't do it anymore, and that's why I ended up living here where I am today. But I shouldn't have to be living in a shed at the bottom of my parents' garden at 20 years old. I should be able to be going out and doing university and learning to drive and having a social life and all of those kind of things that a normal young man should be doing.
Derbyshire County Council have told us they'll be working with Ash to ensure he has access to the right support. Habinteg Housing Association, a social housing provider, has carried out research shared exclusively with ITV News. It estimates more than 100,000 people are on local authority waiting lists for an accessible or adaptable home. A further 20,000 are waiting for fully wheelchair accessible homes, and it estimates that at the current rate of building, someone joining a local authority waiting list for a new build wheelchair accessible home could have to wait up to 47 years.
I'm in my bedroom, which really should be used for the dining room.
Yeah, it's pretty cramped in here.
Yeah, it's pretty cramped. I get stuck all the time and I have to ask my mum for help.
16-year-old Finlay sleeps where the family should eat their meals.
As you can see, I just got stuck. I can't.
His home is not wheelchair accessible. They're waiting for a grant from the council to adapt it, but in the meantime, with no downstairs bathroom, Finlay has to go to the toilet in the kitchen.
So this is my commode, which I have to use to go to the bathroom, and it's not ideal for a 16-year-old boy to be using it. A bit embarrassing, because I wish I could just go to my bathroom down here, but I can't because the house isn't adapted.
Cheshire West and Chester Council told ITV News they're in regular contact with the family to discuss how their home can be adapted.
I mean, everybody has a right to get the stuff that we want to get, but it's taking its time and it should have been done by now.
Ready to go across?
Mike has now managed to get a home that meets his needs, but he had to go to extreme lengths. The length of the country, in fact, 300 miles from Somerset to Hartlepool.
It wasn't like we woke up one day and thought, let's move from this lovely area that we live in and let's go to another part of the country. We had to move. It was almost like having your arm ripped off, really. And when we still feel the loss of moving from that area. The first few months were totally life-changing. I've not been upstairs in a house for years. Now, that might not seem much to you if you're on your feet, but being able to go upstairs in a house, let me tell you, that is brilliant. We are so fortunate to find an accessible house. It's a shocking fact that other people aren't. Everyone should be able to have an accessible house.
The government insists it's changing building regulations to ensure more new homes are accessible. But in the meantime, many people like Ash are left struggling. Physically and mentally. Rebecca Barry, ITV News.